The story introduces us to Friday Fitzhugh, who returns to her hometown of Kings Hill on Christmas break from college. We're given the insight that Friday was a part of a dynamic duo of kid detectives alongside Lancelot Jones. It's shown that Friday and Lance are somewhat estranged since Friday left for college, leaving him behind. Once she arrives to Kings Hill, she's immediately swept into another investigation. But as time goes on, she becomes increasingly frustrated with Lance, as he tries to avoid acknowledging their time apart and what happened just before she left. While this tension is an ongoing plotline, the mystery is our primary focus. They track down a previous antagonist named Wilson Weasel Wadsworth, but something isn't right. He's not acting like the typical rich kid that owns the ski slopes archetype, but instead he's almost feral and muttering something about a prophecy. He wields this ancient dagger that's later revealed to have supernatural properties. Friday and Lance immediately revert back to their old ways, assuming the partnership of their youth and dispatching Weasel. The prophecy, of course, then comes to a head when the supernatural elements of the story start overtaking the town, and this leads to the supposed death of Lance. After he's thought dead, it's up to Friday to unravel the mystery of what led to Lance's death, tracing the clues that he left behind and seeing how this plays a role in this supernatural invasion. At first glance, the setup seems to be relatively straightforward, an analog for so many YA kid detectives within literature has to return to her hometown to solve a mystery that's more important than ever before. And in reality, it's emphasizing the saying, "You can never go home again." While there's an ongoing threat of Lovecraftian creatures, the story somehow also makes sure that you're just as invested in Friday's journey of self-discovery. She's grown to be increasingly antagonistic to the role of a sidekick, and she struggles to find what her identity is outside of her dynamic duo partnership. And at the same time, she deals with the turmoil of early adulthood. After the death of Lance, she spirals and attempts to pick up the pieces of her identity, and with this, it illustrates the many stages of grief. How can she possibly move forward and find who she is if a piece of her is now missing?